Peppa Pig. Peppa meets Kylie Kangaroo. It is a lovely sunny day, and Mr. and Mrs. Kangaroo have come to visit Mummy and Daddy Pig. "G'day, Mr. Pig," says Mr. Kangaroo. "We met at the airport a while ago, and you said we could visit, remember?" "Did I?" replies Daddy Pig, a bit confused. "We didn't have Kylie or Joey back then," adds Mrs. Kangaroo. "Say hello, kids."
"Hello, I'm Kylie Kangaroo,"
says Kylie.
"I'm Peppa Pig,"
snorts Peppa.
"and this is my little brother George." "This is my little brother Joey,"
says Kylie, pointing at Mrs. Kangaroo. Joey lives in Mrs. Kangaroo's pocket. He peeks his head out and surprises everyone. Laugh Peppa and George. Mr. Kangaroo asks Daddy Pig if he's hungry. "I'm always hungry," replies Daddy Pig, rubbing his belly. "No worries," says Mr. Kangaroo, getting out the barbecue. "We'll make lunch for everyone." "Do you like corn on the cob?" asks Mrs. Kangaroo. "Yummy," say Mummy and Daddy Pig. "Let's hope it doesn't rain," says Daddy Pig. "It always rains when we have a barbecue." While lunch is cooking, Peppa and George want to jump up and down in muddy puddles, but they can't find any.
"We can still do jumping," says Peppa. "What's this?"
Peppa jumps as high as she can.
"Now you try, Kylie,"
she says. Kylie jumps high into the air.
"I like jumping too,"
she says.
"Whee!"
"Wow!" gasp Peppa and George, amazed. Kangaroos can jump very high.
"We're playing jumping,"
says Peppa when Rebecca Rabbit arrives.
"What's this?"
squeaks Rebecca, jumping as high as she can. Peppa asks Kylie to show Rebecca how high she can jump.
"Wow!"
gasped Rebecca, watching Kylie spring up into the air. Pedro Pony bounces into the garden on his space hopper.
"Kylie can jump higher than that,"
says Peppa.
"Show him, Kylie."
"Wow!" gasped Pedro, watching Kylie leap up into the air. Kylie is the best at jumping because she's a kangaroo. "Food's ready!" calls Mr. Kangaroo. But just as they are about to eat, it starts to rain. "Oh dear," sighs Daddy Pig. "No worries," says Mr. Kangaroo, putting up a huge umbrella. "The rain makes eating outside more fun." After they finish their corn, the rain stops and the sun comes out again.
"The rain makes lots of muddy puddles too,"
says Peppa, jumping up and down.
"Wow!"
gasped Kylie.
"That looks really fun. Can we try it as well?"
Everyone joins Peppa and they all make a giant muddy puddle.
"I'm the best at jumping because I'm a kangaroo," says Kylie. "But Peppa is the best at jumping up and down in muddy puddles."
The end. Captain Daddy Dog. Peppa, George and their friends are playing at Danny Dog's house. "Woof! I'm a sea captain," barks Danny. "I'm sailing my ship around the world."
"And we are jolly pirates,"
cries Peppa Arr! Mummy Dog asked Danny and his friends to come outside.
Mr. Zebra the postman has delivered a postcard from your daddy. He's finished his sailing trip and he's coming home,
says Mummy Dog. Hooray! Cries Danny. Mummy Dog and Danny are very excited about Captain Dog coming home.
I wonder when he'll be back,
asks Mummy Dog. Danny and his friends hear a sound coming from the bottom of the hill. Hello!
Daddy's here already,
cheers Danny, racing down the hill. Hello, Danny, says Captain Dog.
How long are you home for, Daddy?
asks Danny. Forever, replies Captain Dog. My travelling days are over. I've sailed around the world and made my fortune.
Wow!
Hooray! Cheers Danny. Danny and Captain Dog walk up the hill to see Mummy Dog. Mummy Dog, my sweetheart, says Captain Dog. I really missed you both when I was away, so I'm hanging up my captain's hat for good. Captain Dog takes everyone inside the house and tells them all about his travelling adventures.
Wow!
I've been away for a year and a day, sailing around the world, he begins.
All the way around?
asks Danny. Yes, replies Captain Dog.
What did you do at the bottom of the world?
asked Peppa.
Did you fall off?
asked Danny. No, says Captain Dog. I held on tightly. It was an adventure, he says proudly, imagining himself back at sea. I've brought presents for you all, says Captain Dog. Here is a drum for Danny, some seashells for all the children,
wow,
and a chest of gold and jewels for Mummy Dog.
Oh, thank you, Captain Dog, everyone says. Oh, how lovely,
cries Mummy Dog.
Gold and jewels will come in very handy.
The next morning, Danny and Captain Dog are up very early.
I've got a boat that Grandad Dog made for me,
barks Danny.
You could help me sail it at the pond, Daddy.
That sounds like fun, says Captain Dog. Let's get Mummy Dog and go there now.
Will you be my boat's captain, Daddy?
asks Danny when they arrive. I'd be delighted, Danny, says Captain Dog. Will you be my first mate?
Wow. Yes, please,
cheers Danny. Launch the boat, commands Captain Dog.
Aye, aye, Captain,
replies Danny. Peppa, George and their friends are at the duck pond too. My last adventure was sailing a boat around the world, Captain Dog tells them. My next adventure is sailing a boat across a duck pond. Captain Dog likes sailing across the duck pond. Everyone likes sailing across the duck pond. The end. Peppa Pig, look at that hat. Look at that hat. It is a crown hat. Look at that hat. It is a brown hat. Look at that hat. It is a tall hat.
Wow.
Look at that hat. It is a small hat. Look at that hat. It is a rain hat. Look at that hat. It is a train hat. Look at that hat. It is a sun hat. Look at that hat. It is a fun hat. Look at that hat. It is a male hat. Look at that hat. It is a pale hat. Look at that hat. It is a white hat. Look at that. That is a lot of hats. Look at that. That is not a hat. The end. Peppa Pig, Peppa's best sleepover. Peppa and Mandy Mouse are having a sleepover at Peppa's house.
We're going to put on a show with our teddies, build a magical den and have a giant feast,
says Peppa.
Yes,
Cheers Mandy.
it's going to be the best sleepover ever,
Finishes Peppa.
Can we have some craft things to make a stage, please?
Asks Peppa. Of course, says Mummy Pig. She brings Peppa and Mandy everything they need, then helps them to make a stage. Peppa and Mandy put on a show with their teddies. Bravo! Cheers Daddy Pig. After the show, Peppa and Mandy start building their magical den.
Mummy, Daddy, can you help us, please?
Says Peppa. What's the matter, Peppa? Asked Daddy Pig.
I can't get my sleeping bag out,
Says Peppa.
and the fairy lights are all tangled up.
Mandy adds. With a little help from Daddy Pig, Peppa and Mandy finish their den. They have lots of fun being princesses in the den until...
My tummy is rumbling.
says Peppa.
Mine too.
Says Mandy.
Time for our feast.
Says Peppa.
Yippee!
Cheers, Mandy. Peppa and Mandy head to the kitchen. Mummy Pig, Daddy Pig and George are already busy baking. Would you like to join us, Princess Mandy and Princess Peppa? Says Daddy Pig. We're making a giant feast.
Oh, yes, please.
Cheer Peppa and Mandy. Peppa and Mandy go back to the den and tuck into their feast.
Yummy,
Says Peppa.
delicious.
Says Mandy. After the feast, Mummy Pig helps Peppa, Mandy and George brush their teeth. Daddy Pig reads Peppa, Mandy and George a special sleepover bedtime story. I wonder what you will dream about tonight, he says, closing the book. Peppa says,
I think we're going to dream about the best sleepover ever.
Finishes Mandy. Everyone laughs. Mummy and Daddy Pig tuck Peppa into her sleeping bag.
Thank you.
She whispers. You're welcome, Peppa, say Mummy and Daddy Pig together. But Peppa and Mandy have already fallen asleep. Peppa loves sleepovers. Everyone loves sleepovers. The end. Peppa the Easter Bunny. Peppa is painting a picture of the Easter Bunny with some yummy chocolate eggs.
Let's have a surprise Easter egg hunt, George.
She cries.
We can hide the eggs in the garden, then our friends can come and look for them. Yippee!
Cheers, George. Mummy and Daddy Pig help Peppa and George decorate Easter eggs and hide them in the garden. You're just like the Easter bunny, Peppa, says Mummy Pig. Peppa giggles.
I am the Easter bunny,
she says, hopping around like a bunny rabbit.
Daddy,
says Peppa when they finish hiding the eggs.
can I surprise my friends and dress up as the Easter bunny?
Jeep, jeep, asked George. Says Daddy Pig, thinking. Let's see what we can find in the dressing up box. In no time, Peppa is dressed as the Easter bunny and George is dressed as a chick.
Wow!
Perfect, says Daddy Pig proudly. Your friends will be here soon, says Mummy Pig. I'll help you hide so you can surprise them. Just then, the doorbell rings. Daddy Pig answers the door. It's Peppa's friends.
We're here for Peppa and George's surprise Easter egg hunt,
says Danny Dog excitedly. Splendid. This way, please, says Daddy Pig, leading them to the garden. Ready, steady, hop, shouts Daddy Pig. Peppa's friends set off hopping, skipping and running around the garden, looking for eggs.
Found one,
says Susie Sheep.
me too.
Says Danny.
This is the best Easter egg hunt ever,
Cries Candy Cat.
we've all found an egg,
Says Susie.
but where are Peppa and George?
The children hear a tap, tap, tap noise coming from behind a bush.
Look,
Gasped Pedro Pony.
there are 2 giant Easter eggs left.
The children run over as the giant eggs begin to crack. Tap, 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 tap. And out jump Peppa and George.
Surprise!
Says Peppa.
Peppa the Easter bunny,
Gasp the children.
and George the chick. Did you like our surprise Easter egg hunt?
Asked Peppa.
Yes!
Everyone cheers. Everyone loves the Easter egg hunt. Everyone loves Peppa the Easter bunny and George the chick. The end. Peppa Pig, I can be anything. Peppa Pig loves to play dress up.
Wow!
She uses her imagination to become all kinds of different characters. Mummy and Daddy Pig always tell her she can be anything she wants to be when she grows up. Peppa likes to pretend to be many different things. In dance class, Peppa imagines she is a famous ballerina. On opening night, she wears her favourite tutu and jumps, dances and twirls across the stage. At breakfast time, Peppa imagines she is a chef. Sometimes when Daddy Pig cooks, he needs a little extra help. When Peppa visits Mummy Pig's volunteer firehouse, Peppa imagines she is a firefighter too.
Wow!
In the fire truck, it is Peppa's job to sound the siren as the firefighters rush to the rescue. Wee-oo, wee-oo. At the hospital, while visiting Pedro Pony, Peppa imagines she is a nurse.
Open up and say ah.
Nurse Peppa says. With Nurse Peppa, a speedy recovery is just around the corner.
Hooray!
At the playground, Peppa imagines she is a construction worker. She helps the construction team fill a hole with cement. She digs, moves, pours, and gets the job done right. When Peppa, George and their friends play make-believe, Peppa imagines she is an astronaut. Peppa and her space team travel to the moon in a rocket ship. 3, 2, 1, blast off! Peppa loves to imagine that she can be anything when she grows up. But for now, she likes to play pretend and have a new adventure every day. The end.
Hi kids, did you have fun watching this video? Then like and subscribe for more.